Hello, Gomez here from the LAN channel. Again, just waiting for the reveals of today to see what my thoughts and opinions of them are. Because let's face it, it's been some amazing cards so far. So let's see what they're revealing today, and let's hope that it's going to be glorious. Let's go into this. Okay, let's see what we have in store for us today. Let's see what we've got in store for us today. So it looks like it's going to be another landmark, and it looks like it's going to be Noxus. Ah, the Noxus Landmark. Oh, the animation already looks amazing. What do you do? What is your purpose? Oop, swap over myself right here. Whoop. Okay, so round end, your strongest ally and your weakest enemy strike each other. So, which is obviously you want something that's going to have big health stats and that, or because it's going to be taking care of like the weakest enemy. So it's going to be one of those things where you're going to want it. I mean, is it weird that part of so is it the round end? So it's not at the beginning of the round; it's at the round end. This is going to be happening. So you can kind of almost with certain things you can make sure you know what it's going to be. It's going to strike them off. So number one, this could work with what's his face? This could work with Draven, because obviously Draven works off of strikes. This could work with Vi, because actually Vi's only on the attack turn, I think it is. I don't know whether or not it's going to count of this, because technically it still would have been in... I don't actually know. I don't know whether or not it's going to work with Vi or not. Garen, obviously, this is going to work to level him up as well. Fiora, potentially, which is as another way of making her strike something, but it's obviously you're going to have to keep her health stats and that quite good. But with Noxus itself, obviously, like you can get some quite big beefy men on the board that can be doing some significant damage. Obviously the overwhelm's not going to go across with this because that's only on the attack, whereas this is just a strike. So this is going to be very interesting because obviously this could be used to kind of try and control the board in different ways. So I am actually liking this, and so I'm already thinking, I mean, even Brom, even if you can buff up Brom a bit just to make sure that he's going to, because obviously it's only your strongest ally, so you've got to make sure. But obviously there is certain ways that you can make sure who you want to be the one who's going to attack is going to be the one to attack. So I'm already thinking about different ways this could work, and obviously this would be doing damage to whoever the hell your strongest ally is, and then with the heals from Targon, and with obviously the new champion with the heals and that, I mean, healing them back up again immediately, which in the next turn, because obviously this, if you did this on your opponent's turn, then it went into your attack turn, and then you healed them up again, it's potential. And then obviously if you were working with the healing win condition with the other landmark from Targon. So I mean, I can see some combinations. I do like the idea of this one that is forcing things to strike, because there is definitely certain cards which can benefit from that. So, you know, I'm liking this. Let's see what other Noxian cards are available to us. But yeah, no, I do like that. I did actually like the animation. The animation was really good. Okay, so another Noxus card. Kill a damaged unit or destroy a landmark. So yet again, this is kind of going down the same lines of Guillotine in terms of same cost and it's if they're damaged, but this will affect landmarks as well. So it's like the free cost. So Noxus and Targon have both got their destroying landmarks at free cost and fast speed spell, whereas I think, was it Crumble, was that Shadow Isles, or was that, I think that was Shadow Isles. I can't remember whether it was Shadow Isles or Bilgewater. Or Bilgewater had the one of putting it back into their deck, didn't it, like Sunken Loot or something along those lines, which it was like an 8 cost or something along those lines. I can't remember, but so it's good to see that there is cheap removal still. But obviously this does now fall into the lines of the Ionian card now, which is obviously the deny for the cost free, but it's anything that's under, which is free or less cost wise. So I mean, you do need to factor those in too, which are into this, because obviously the more amount of landmark destroy cards that are in that mana range, it makes Ionia working with Targon a potential, so that if they are trying to work to that condition, like to make sure that you're nullifying every attempt of trying to destroy a landmark, it could protect, but we'll see how it goes. I do like the cool ass walking away from explosion as it's going. Like, I don't like cool guys that look at explosions and whatnot, so I do like the artwork. And yes, so another destroy landmark thing for Noxus is good. So let's see what else we've got. Let's see what else is around. Ooh. Oh, so we're seeing some Demacia now. I'll swap myself back around. Whoop. Okay. So, all spells cost 1. So... Okay, so you're kind of working with mage, would you like the mage seekers and things along those lines, where you're trying to stop spells here. So all spells cost 1 more. So that counts for your spells as well as your opponents, because that's important to note that it says all spells, so meaning yours and your opponents. Why this is on the board? This is so it's only 2 costs, but this is making things cost more. Obviously, this could be quite good for like a lot of for people who are trying to use quick, cheap spells and that. This is going to be quite a big counter to them. I'm trying to think as well, this could work with Lux, because you're trying to any kind of spell that would normally cost 5 will now cost 6. So if you think about it and have a look at all the cards, spell cards that cost 5, and now think, well, wait a minute, they can cost 6 and can actually work with Lux in a different way, or just even the burst speed ones that would normally be a lot cheaper. So even your 2 cost ones that are now going to cost 3, like 2 of those equals getting Lux. So, I mean, I could see this working with Lux. Obviously, you'd have to work out when you're using it and that, but this is actually like a really nice kind of card that can help with that, as well as actually denying your opponents, when somebody thinks, oh, well, next time I'm going to use this spell, well, no, you're not. So it's good, and the fact that you could obviously, so if you could get 3 copies of these out, it'd be a massive, an unlikely thing, but if you get 3 copies of these out, obviously every spell is going to cost 3 more, so it just kind of can shut your opponent out that little bit more. But yeah, because obviously I don't know what kind of... So actually, this is actually important. This means you could make your own detains cost 6, because obviously detain would normally cost 5. So if you're trying to do a Lux with what's his face, the new man, Tom Kench, then all those detains, because obviously he works on detaining, so the fact that you could get those, and then this would make those detains actually cost that 1 more, which will help with Lux as well. Obviously it is making you have to spend more for the ability, but for getting that Lux level up and getting that Lux like spells potential, that synergy could end up working out with the detains. So it's something interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I do like this. This is. I do like any card which is a kind of a fuck you card, in a manner of speaking, in terms of when you think, when your opponent thinks, oh, well, next time I'm gonna be able to do this, and then you play this, it's like, ah, shit, I can't do it next turn. Or it's like, when they're trying to save mana for something, and you can see they're saving mana for something, so you throw these out, and it's just like, boom, no. Okay, right. So let's. Another Demacian card. Okay, whoop, let's swap myself back over again. Whoop. Okay, so it's burst speed, 2 cost. Give an ally +2/+2, and I can block units with elusive this turn. Okay, so this is interesting. This is interesting because it's a buff as well as so it's a 2/+2 buff. It is give, so it's not grant, so they don't continue to have that, but obviously it's as a counter to elusives, because obviously Demacia, although they can build some big men, and I think there's like the 1 elusive elite which has got tough, they don't have too much elusive counter. Obviously you could throw the ones out that have got challenge, so you can try and challenge things out, but most of the time things that have got elusive, and the fact that we now know that Ionia has even got cards that can make can make a lot of things elusive. In terms of Ionia, can make things like that. So actually Demacia having an ability to potentially shield away from that, as well as the fact that even if you're not playing against elusive, you're still giving your card 2/+2 this round, so it doesn't even need to be. So this could be used on the block turn for blocking elusive, but this could also be used on the attack turn for just getting those stats up and smashing forward for a burst speed spell for 2. So I like this. I do like this because it at least gives them it's versatile, because it can be used on both the attack and the block turn, and considering that it's in Demacia, and Demacia has always got the ability to rally, so you could actually really make those stats make really count, in terms of that if you're hitting forward twice, especially if you're throwing them on scout means as well, you can really make this count significantly. So I do like this for 2, getting 2/+2. potentially use them on scout cards, or potentially just use them to rally then afterwards. So yes, no, I think this is going to find a very lovely place in Demacia, and the fact that it does also give you that additional potential if you're against elusives and you need to be blocking it, then boom, that at least gives you that. Because let's face it, I mean, there's the really annoying Celestial, which keeps coming back anyway, which if you're playing Demacia, potentially the chance of Purify as well could get involved. But let's see whether or not, well, shit, like, it looks like we've got some more, so let's see what else is out there. Oh, I do like the artwork here. I will say I do like the artwork, so let's just quickly sort myself around. So another dragon going down the dragon route, so Stalking Broodmother. So this has also got Scout, Fury and Scout, 7 cost. So the fact that this can attack twice, and so its stat line is actually okay in the, like, it's going to be quite hard to block, and if it does block, like, it's kind of like, so it's like the moose, in a manner of speaking, in the, it's a big stat block, but the difference between this and the moose is, like, you know, whereas the moose is only a 5/5 and that you could potentially get rid of, but you need to block it, you need to block this as well. But also by blocking this, you are potentially going to be buffing it, because there's not many things you're going to be blocking this with that are actually going to kill it. So therefore, yeah, no, I do like this. I think this is gonna find a lovely place, especially considering that there's a lot more dragon synergy happening within Demacia, especially with their challenge one. So Targon and Demacia with this, it's just bringing about, like, the scout mechanic in there as well. So there's the potential of, because obviously, like, people have been using it already with challenge, with the what's it, single combat and judgment, but potentially the fact that there's now one with scout, maybe you might use it with Quinn. It's very unlikely you're going to be using it with Quinn, but there's now the chance of you using it with Quinn. But as I said, it at least opens the chance for that synergy. But I do, just in general, this card is actually just really good for the fact that it is just basically like the moose, that you need to deal with it because if you don't, that's 12 damage coming in on scout. So you need to be blocking this or doing something to stop it. So yeah, no, but it's that fact that it's got fury, whereas the moose, you know, like, sometimes you just trade putting bodies in front of it to trade it down eventually. This is every single time you're trading with it, it is going to be giving it stats as well. So yeah, no, I can see this being used. Yeah, no, this oh, the cards that are coming out at the moment, oh, I'm loving them all. Especially, like, so if you threw this down with the Noxian card, which is going to make your biggest ally strike, so you're going to be getting it with you. So there's, like, the potential of, because obviously you would be most of the time maybe blocking this with your weakest minion anyway, because you'd be wanting to, like, try and save your big man while also, like, making sure you're not taking that damage, like, full on. So the Noxian card with this could be a little bit of synergy, and then that scout where it's like, okay, right now I've got to lose my big man. Yeah, no, I can see this working very well. These cards, man, these cards are so good. I'm loving it. Let's see what's next. Oop. Oh, I'm on the right side. That's all good. Okay, so yet again, another Demacia. So, okay, when I'm summoned, if you behold a dragon, so this is a different use of the word behold, because all we've known behold to be so far is 8+ cards. So it's nice to see there's now behold that is just purely to do with dragon. So if you behold a dragon, grant me challenge. Because obviously he's early game because he's only 2 costs. So yep, and he's an okay stat line for challenge as well. So potentially, yeah, so more synergy with dragons. So Demacia, Targon, potentially like those are the main man dragons. Potentially, maybe at some point in the game they might give every single bit like one dragon, or every single region just like one dragon, to see what's gonna be going on with that. But yeah, no, I do like this. This is solid stats. Turn 2, even if you're throwing that down turn 2 and you don't have a dragon, it's going to suck because obviously you'd prefer to have the challenge thing, but that still demands answers if you have to throw this out aggressively. If you're against like an aggro deck or something, then potential it still can work out. So yeah, no, I do like this. And is there one last card? He's inspecting the egg, but what's inside the egg? So let's just go to a whoop. Nope, I was on the right side to begin with. Don't worry about it. I was talking bollocks. So Egghead Researcher. When I'm summoned, create a random follower. Oh, so create a random dragon follower in your hand. Really good, really good. Obviously, like this does leave it up to RNG, and it doesn't say dragon within your region. That's important. In fact, this is a random dragon card, so it could be any of the dragon cards, including like the ones in Targon and that. So this is good. This is actually a really good card. It's an okay stat line for blocker as well. So obviously, it's not really overpowered in terms of the fact that like it's only got 1 attack, but 3 health at least can get through maybe some trades, like 2 trades most likely. But yeah, as well as the fact that it's created dragon, so dragon synergy, like definitely a lot of dragon, so even more full-on dragon decks we could potentially be seeing, because we've already been seeing a little bit of Demacia with Targon with dragon synergy anyway, so this just opens up a few more doors with that dragon synergy. So for a couple of heralds in there with this now, and I can see this, so you're going to be seeing a little bit more, because those dragon decks were more kind of weighted on the Targon side, whereas now you're going to see that they could be half and halfway between Demacia and Targon. Most likely you would still be throwing Asol into that deck, because obviously he counts as a dragon, as well as the fact that those, if you can start getting those dragons out and they're doing damage, especially with Demacia, as I said, single combat or things along those lines, it's definitely going to be getting them up through Fury, which is going to help with that Asol level, but as well as the fact that Asol's spell, his cost comes down, so you'd be seeing that cost come down mainly through dragons rather than through Celestial. So I mean, yeah, no, I'm liking this. I can see the synergies. I can see definitely combos that are going to be coming out. So yes, and I believe that is the last card for today. But these some really good cards today. I do like the Noxian cards, like both the Landmark and the Destroyer Landmark one as well. Really good. Yep, that is the end of those ones. Plus, it's a really nice animation as well, so we get to see the animation again very quickly. Just hoop, hoop. I challenge you. There we go. I mean, you got to see that somebody took damage at the end. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your time. I definitely enjoyed seeing some of these cards today. I'll be back tomorrow revealing more of these cards and my opinions on them. If you like this video and want to support this weird curly head bastard mustachioed man, then please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Comment down below and let me know what you think about these cards, because I said or what you think some of the combinations and things are going to be later on down the line. I do have a goal to hit, which also the Twitch, Twitter and Instagram. I'm live on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, so if you want to catch the action live, as well as the fact that this month I'm currently doing a giveaway where I'm giving away 2 of these fresh lamps that do light up. So more details on that if you want to see any of the other videos, or just go to the Twitch and I will explain when I'm live if you want me to. But yeah, no, thank you all so much, and as I said, I do have a goal to either hit 1,000 followers on Twitch or 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. If I hit both of those, I'm going to have to do something really big, so potentially another giveaway or something crazy. I've still got no idea what the hell it's going to be, but there's that giveaway going on for Halloween. Anyway, all of the things going on, I hope you enjoyed. I do apologise, I've just turned into a mumbling bastard now, but thank you so much, and until next time, bye! Right. I'm going to actually kill you because that gives me a card. I mean, I was hoping it... Well, shit!